the Fantasy Six-Pack Hour with your hosts, Joe Bond and AJ Applegarth.
Touchdown!
All right. Welcome to the Fantasy Six-Pack Hour. My name is Joe Bond, founder of FantasySixPack.net. With me, as usual, Mr. AJ Applegarth. What's up, man? Mike, you look like you want to say something. What's up, man?
Me?
No? All right. No, Mike like jumped into
like,
the stream there for a second and
I'm here. I'm
looked
good.
like he was about to say something, but guess not.
I was trying to do a quick Blistex apply while the promo was going on, and then
gotta have your shiny lips.
Fumbled it right below me. I was like, yeah. So now I'm gonna just do it.
Okay, so we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so tonight we are going to be getting you all ready for week 10. I almost said 7. Why the hell did I say 7? Week 10 of the fantasy football season. Playoffs are right around the corner, everybody. So get ready. Make those trades to get there, or make those trades to win it. Maybe both. Anyway. All right. So before we get there, though, just want to remind everybody, go to fantasysixpack.net/plans, become an all-access member. You're going to get access to our award-winning rankings. I'm number 6 right now overall. We just had Dennis Sosik, by the way, win week 9. So that is phenomenal. And our IDP guys over there, they are crushing it. They're all 3 of them are in the top 10 for IDP. It is phenomenal. So make sure you go over there and join our site, become a member to get access to those rankings early. You're going to get access to all the DFS content from Chris and Dave and Keith Fleming. And the best of all, you're going to get access to all of us directly on our Discord. Our Discord is free, but we've got, the members only channels where you can ask us our, advice whenever you want. So go there and do that. And then, of course, guys, please hit that subscribe button, that like button. It's over here somewhere, I think. I don't know. I'm pointing down here. Yeah, do your thing, guys. It helps us out. So without further ado, let's bring in our guest of honor this week, Anthony Servina from FF Faceoff. He's been on the show before.
Yeah.
The real NFL guru. What's up, man? Welcome
What's going
back.
on, guys? Happy to be here.
It's much. Happy to have you back.
Terrible being away from this great Thursday night football game we have going on right now.
Yeah, I probably would be asleep on the couch watching this game right now. It's a field goal fest after a punt return. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
What else do we expect?
First touchdown bettors are not happy with
the
that.
Bears.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah. Anyway,
right.
So we're gonna jump into some news first here, and obviously the big news here is Kyler Murray returns, and I want to get both of your all's thoughts on, how this impacts the offense. Obviously we care about Marquise Brown, James Conner, who should be returning this week, we think. And then Trey McBride is obviously an interesting player too. Michael Wilson. And then just Kyler Murray himself. Like, what do you really expect from him? Like, is he fantasy startable right away? And Anthony, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I'm excited about Kyler Murray coming back, and it's perfect timing. I have a couple of FFPC teams with Patrick Mahomes on a bye, and I've had Kyler Murray stashed. So I'm banking on a Kyler Murray coming back and performing at a Kyler Murray level. 4 years in the NFL, he's been the QB 11 or better in fantasy points per game every single season. And Yeah, he does a lot with his legs, but he also has a pretty good arm. And I'm going to go like to Hollywood Brown, right? Like Hollywood Brown last year when DeAndre Hopkins, I think he was serving a suspension. Brown was a wide receiver one in PPR. So Kyler being back provides a big time boost to guys like Hollywood Brown. And I think Kyler Murray, this Falcons defense isn't what it was the first month of the year. This Falcons defense looked legit. I think the entire Falcons team has taken a step back. So I'm expecting a solid week. I think we can get a top 12 performance out of Murray this week.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely like the upside if Connor is also back. Sounds like he's still dealing with a little bit more, health issue. He may not be back for sure, but either way, this whole entire team has to have like a huge boost with Murray coming back. Anthony, like you, I have Jalen Hurts in a league, and I've been sitting on Murray for this week specifically. I actually picked up Bryce Young a couple of weeks ago just because I wasn't sure what was going on with that. Whether or not I would actually have Murray for this week, but looks like I do. And I made the switch earlier tonight. I was like, yeah, I'm not playing Bryce tonight. And I'm glad. I'm glad I did not.
That's an easy choice.
Yeah. Even if Murray somehow does not play, which I'm not believing at this point.
No, he's playing.
I will find somebody else because it's better than what Bryce did.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm a little nervous with Kyler. I mean, like we've seen what time off does to quarterbacks. They're not used to the speed of the game. Like, yeah, they can be practicing, but it is what it is. My biggest concern with Kyler himself is, Anthony, what something you said is, look, he does rely on his legs to provide a lot of fantasy value. So that is a concern for using him. Now, we're in a pretty bad bye week for quarterbacks. I mean, we're missing Tua. We're missing
Mahomes,
Hurts,
and Carson Wentz.
There's a lot of good quarterbacks gone. So, of course, that's going to boost his value massively. Would you start him over, Minshew? Probably. If you're rolling the dice, yes.
Yeah.
You're probably starting Kyler if you've got him on, you've been stashing him this long. So I do worry long term, with Kyler coming back. I also worry, I do sort of think this Cardinals front office is trying to figure out ways to not be good. So I wonder if that play calls might not be as good as we hope. But I mean, ultimately, Kyler's fine. You're probably playing him this week with all the crappy bye week quarterbacks that we're dealing with. But I mean, would I be shocked if Kyler goes out there and throws up like a 9 spot? No. Would I also be surprised if he goes out there and puts up 25 points? Absolutely not, because it's Kyler Murray. Yeah. That's the risk you play with a running quarterback coming off an ACL injury his first week. That's the risk you take. So you are going to have to decide if you've got Kyler Murray and anybody decent, if you want to play the upside, the ceiling with Kyler, or if you want to, play it safe and go with the guy who, is probably going to get you 15, 16, 17 points. That's what you got to go with. So, next up here, we've got some injuries here, and mainly at the tight end position. So, obviously, last week we saw Darren Waller go on the IR, so that was a big injury here for tight ends. We've also got Dallas Goedert, who is dealing with a forearm fracture. AJ, I'm going to start with you, man. because you are the resident Eagles fan.
Yeah.
What's your take on how the Goddard injury impacts this Eagles offense? Anybody, benefit from it?
I mean, the other tight ends on this roster in Calcaterra and Stoll aren't really any kind of threat to Goddard's targets, in a normal setting. I don't really see them being utilized a whole lot here either. And I mean, hell, let's look at it for what it is. Goddard wasn't even really a big factor for this offense until recently. It's been the AJ Brown show for the majority of the season. And, but Goddard has been involved more. It sounds like it's a very clean fracture. So that's what's giving him this 4-week turnaround. Now, I don't know if that's including this week, and 4 weeks total is the hope, obviously. But, they have the bye this week, as we've mentioned, and that's helpful. And, but this is a rough stretch, for the Eagles right now. Obviously, they've already started it last week with Dallas, and then you've got Kansas City after the bye on Monday night. Buffalo's mixed in there. You see Dallas again, and then they have Seattle. So this is the gauntlet stretch that everybody's been talking about. Everybody in Philly radio is going over the moon about the stretch and what they're going to do. And Philly hasn't been playing their best football yet either. So the fact that they've lost a key cog in the receiving game when they really don't have a viable rushing attack right now, it is worrisome to me. So I think hopefully they'll work on getting the running game back in action and getting Swift literally going again over the bye week, break and whatnot. This team's beat up in general. The safeties, if they're not beat up physically, they should be beat up mentally because they're just getting torched. This bye week couldn't have come at a better time, basically.
Yeah.
But with Goddard, I think it's definitely a loss. But I think this could be where Julio Jones actually becomes.
No.
He becomes relevant.
I think Anthony's going to go somewhere where I'm going to go. So, Anthony, I'll let you go first.
Listen to why I say that, because what they were doing with Goddard a lot was these little sweeps out of the backfield. That was kind of his bread and butter. It's basically, part of this RPO plan. If they're not going to have the running back going out of the backfield, he's peeling off of the line, and he was getting some of this action. I think this is where Julio can be utilized and be useful for this team.
Okay. Anthony, I'll let you say your piece. Do your thing, man.
I'm kind of with you that Julio Jones could be a little bit more involved without Dallas Goedert. Now, obviously, Julio Jones is not a tight end, but he's also not the same wide receiver he was. He's also a 6'3", 220 big body wide receiver. I think we're going to see a little bit more red zone action from Julio Jones.
Mm-hmm. I can see that, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I look at is the usage last year of Davante Smith. I think he's the big winner here. When Goddard was out of the lineup last year due to injury, Davante Smith was a monster. And so I think people who there's a lot of Davante Smith managers, myself included, AJ year one, Mike year one, we've talked about this, who are frustrated. It has not been the year we hoped. But
should have took
Goddard being out these next few weeks could be a godsend. For one, look, if Goddard misses the rest of the season, the regular season, because the Eagles go, oh, we've already locked up a playoff spot. Who cares, right? We don't need to bring him back. We'll save him for the playoffs. Then Davante Smith is golden the rest of the year, I think. Mm-hmm. If they do bring him back, if they do bring Goddard back, they're going to probably slow roll him in. Or, well, maybe I shouldn't say that because trade deadlines are probably gone by that point. Never mind. I was going to say you could trade him, but never mind. Trade deadlines are gone by that point. Either way, like I think they're going to I believe they would like slow play Goddard back in, you know, so they don't like, you know, break a bone there. Like, you know, how many friends do you know, AJ, that like broke a bone, went out back and did their own stupid shit and then broke it again right away? Like,
yeah,
come on. I know lots of people
cast of Jackass.
Yeah. I think we got a lot of questions already, Mike. You want to pull some of these up before we jump into the rankings? There we go. George Play 01. Hey guys, Cade Otton or Njoku rest of season? Who wants this one first? I'll take it. It's Njoku. With Watson back, it's Njoku. I know Otton had that monster game.
Yeah.
Rest of the season with like kind of streamable players is such a tough. Somebody asked me a rest of season question with a defense, and I was like, that doesn't exist. I'm like, I'm going to give you this week's answer, and then I'm going to give you next week's answer. And I'm out.
Just wait for the kicker's rest of season question.
Yeah.
That one's actually easier. That one's actually easier than defenses, in my opinion. But to me, it's Njoku. Watson back. I know Odd had a great game. Well, Odd's fine. He's streamable though. But Njoku's my guy. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm with you here on Njoku. Usually a slow starter anyway. He's gone double-digit PPR points in 4 of his past 5 games. He's starting to heat up. We got Watson back. I don't love, like, the next 2 matchups aren't great against Baltimore and Pittsburgh, but if you look at his schedule, week 12 to 17 going into and through the fantasy playoffs, David Njoku is a potential smash start. I don't want to say smash start, but a high floor PPR tight end that can potentially take you to a championship.
Yeah. AJ,
I think smash starts overzealous.
I love it.
No, I'm going Njoku on this.
Cool.
Speaking of Watson, he also
we
wants
got
to
one
know-
more. So Purdy or Watson this week? I'm gonna let somebody else start with this one.
I'm leaning Watson. This is a big game. You know, Baltimore is projected right now. I mean, what they've been looking at in the rankings, they are ahead of the Eagles in some of these rankings, specifically ESPN's rest of season rankings. Obviously, ESPN, I don't feel like they know as much as maybe they used to. But I think this division in general is always very tight and tough matchups. Baltimore's
typically, except Baltimore smashed them early.
Yeah, it's 7-2.
So there you go.
Everybody else is 5-3. So I think this game has a lot of meaning for the division. So I'm leaning on Watson over Purdy. Purdy's he's turned into Mr. Irrelevant at this point. I mean, he's not this pretty shiny toy, you know, that everybody thought he was. And
all right.
Yeah, that's my take.
Anthony, you got an answer?
You know, I think it's close, right? Because Deshaun Watson finally gives us a solid game coming off the injury against Arizona. I don't love this matchup against Baltimore. You know, I heard, I forgot what media pro, I think it was like the Carton show on FS1. They were saying that this Baltimore defense is could be better than the 2000 Ravens. I think that's asinine. Nobody's better than the 2000 Ravens.
There's a lot of talk.
Nobody.
They have some pretty like gaudy stats.
Yeah,
it's nothing like that defense, but they do have some phenomenal stats that put them in that range. So I'm agreeing with you that they're not that defense, but it's still good.
It is. And then on the other side, you have Brock Purdy. And Purdy actually had a really nice start to the year in fantasy. And then it kind of took a nosedive. It was against Cleveland in week 6. And then against Minnesota, little bit better against Cincinnati. If you're in a league where you get penalized for giveaways, he's had 5 in the past 3 games. Maybe coming off the bye week, things get better. Jacksonville, Tampa, the next 2 weeks, really good matchup. So, like, you can throw on the Jacksonville Jaguars. My thing is, who is this San Francisco offense? What is it? Ayuk hasn't really gotten going since week 1. Debo, we know he's hot and cold. The same thing with Kittle. So, like, if this offense is going to get going, these receivers need to help Brock Purdy out. I'm actually leaning Brock Purdy in here. I don't know. I actually like Jacksonville to cover the 3 and possibly win outright. But I think fantasy-wise, Brock Purdy will be close with Watson, but I think we get a little bit better out of Purdy.
Yeah. So, Jamie, friend of the show here, and Anthony, you know Jamie as well. He is giving my pick away here. Joe has Purdy ranked QB7 this week and Watson 23, so it's not close. I'm dead set on that. Watson going against this Baltimore defense that is the best against fantasy quarterbacks right now, and this defense is nasty. Purdy's going against Jacksonville, and you just said it. You can pass against this team. Like, the Jacksonville defense has been decent, but they can be passed on. So this is Purdy, and look, they're right now. Trends are that Debo is coming back, and that makes that team so much different. So they're going to have Debo, Ayuk, and CMC back. We've seen what they do when all 3 of those guys are on the field. This offense clicks, and they are scary. And, they could easily put up 30 points on the Jags, I think. So give me Purdy easily here. So one more question here. Dion on Facebook here. So I pulled off a trade. Burrow, Jerome Ford for Laporta. Did I give up too much? I had Allen and Tua. No, I mean, Ford was probably a expendable. So giving up Burrow and you had Allen and Tua. Jesus, no. If you need a tight end, absolutely. That's the play. Laporta has been monster.
As long as it's not dynasty, you obviously have the quarterback to pull this off. Yeah.
No,
so as long as it's not dynasty
or super flex, even super
Mm.
flex, I guess maybe I wouldn't have done that but I mean, that seems. I don't know why you would have. I don't know how you got Allen and Burrow. I get how you could get Tua later because he was.
Somebody could have dropped Burrow early this season.
It's possible.
As crazy as it sounds, not everybody's on fantasy Twitter, and it's some home leagues like Burrow could have been dropped after the injury and the bad start.
Oh wow, I don't know about that, but anyway,
I saw it.
Let's jump into a couple of questions here, Mike. Let's do this thing, man.
All
Voice
right.
from the sky. Bring us in.
So, Anthony, since you're our special guest, you get to start first. All right, we're going to start off with quarterbacks here. Who would you rather start? Geno Smith against the Commanders or Trevor Lawrence at the Niners?
I'm leaning Trevor Lawrence here. I get Geno. He's at home. He has the matchup. The Commanders fire sale. The front 7 of our defense. That makes me like Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet a little bit more. Where when you look at Trevor Lawrence, this is going to be one of those games where I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have to pass the ball, especially if the 49ers offense is clicking the way it could click. Like you guys said, with Debo back, it's scary. They're going to put up points. So they're not going to be able to lean on the Travis Etienne. And 49ers obviously really good at stopping the run. So this should be a game, if you look at the 49ers defending the pass, they're not that good. They're vulnerable in the back end of their defense. This could be possibly a Calvin Ridley game, Christian Kirk, and Evan Ingram. So I'm expecting a big game out of Trevor Lawrence. Plus, nobody believes in the Jaguars, right? Like, no matter who they beat or what they do, nobody respects Jacksonville. And if Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars want to respect, you beat the 49ers at home.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree. There's really nothing else to say. Anthony, you said it all. The Niners, we said it earlier on, and we've said it for a couple of weeks because the Niners seem to be a team that Mike wants me to pick on, but they've been eaten up in the passing game. Like Josh Jobs got him a few weeks ago. Yeah, they shut down Dak. Then they shut down PJ Walker, but Cousins got him. Joe Burrow got him. They've been eaten alive, and now that we're getting off a bye week, Trevor Lawrence, Kirk Cousins, or not Kirk, Christian Kirk, Calvin Ridley, Evan Ingram. I think the trend's going to continue. So I'm all in on Trevor Lawrence over Geno Smith. The matchup's juicy, but give me Lawrence.
It definitely is a very juicy matchup. The only team not to score a touchdown from a quarterback position against Washington was Week 1 in Arizona. Also Josh Jobs. But ever since
I
then,
get it though, man.
3 touchdowns, 1, 2, 4, 2, 2, 4, 1 last week.
They've been crushed.
It's crazy.
We about to get into that, I think.
But Geno also had a craptastic week last week. He has not looked like the Geno that people were drafting him for.
No.
Maybe last year was a Cinderella season for him, and he's turning back into that pumpkin.
I lucked out in a couple of leagues. People drafted him like literally like 1 or 2 spots in front of me.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, I'm pissed. I was like,
yeah. I have him. I was probably that guy in most of those leagues. I feel like I have him.
No, you weren't. Thankfully,
in a handful of leagues,
but
and it's been
I got bailed out
sailing. So
anyway.
I'm hoping for a nice bounce back for him, but I will agree with both of you that Trevor's the pick this week, coming off a bye. Jacksonville keeps winning, Dougie Fresh getting a full week to work with these guys and try to get them back on track, even though they've been winning. Trevor Lawrence also has not looked very great this year. Another high draft prospect quarterback that just hasn't performed to his draft stock. But yeah, I think that he's the pick here.
Oh, it only took one question and it's a clean sweep. I feel like I'm not doing my job correctly.
You're not.
All right, Joe, you get to start us off on this one. Maybe this one's a little bit more difficult. We'll see. CJ Stroud off that record-breaking performance against the Bengals, or Jared Goff at the Chargers? Who you got?
This one is super tough. I have Goff right now. I feel like it's minuscule, like the points that separate them right now for me.
Not after game day.
Okay.
Well, it's always close in projections, but then game day hits and
right. Yeah. So look, there was a couple of issues, right? One, Goff is terrible on the road. And so he's going on the West Coast. That's not going to help. The Bengals they've stepped up, man. And so that's a tough matchup for Stroud. And I know, everybody's bonkers for Stroud right now, but you got to be careful. I mean, you can't chase the points. My gut tells me Goff. But man, I wouldn't I wouldn't sit there and be like, oh, you're wrong if you start Stroud over Goff. It's an interesting one. AJ.
I think I'm leaning Stroud on this.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, Goff has the better matchup. I mean, I know you said he's going on the road and this and that, but the Chargers are very vulnerable to quarterbacks. Granted, two of the quarterbacks that they've played at home were Tua and Dak, who both lit them up.
Wait, hang on. So Goff's playing the Chargers on the road.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Who I was talking about. Okay.
Yeah. I'm saying the Chargers have been susceptible to quarterbacks.
Yeah, you're right.
But
Their
home,
passing defense has been
when the Chargers have been at home, they've given up a lot of points to Tua, to Dak. Chicago they also had at home, and Las Vegas. Nobody cares about those teams or their quarterbacks. So I think the matchup is definitely there for Goff, but I don't know. There's just something about Houston, man. They're like my sleeper team this year now that I'm rooting for because I just
are fun.
I just like what Stroud's doing.
I
love D'Amico Ryans, and him coaching them is just like a whole new.
So here's the thing about Goff. Let me just tell you real quick, and Anthony, sorry to break in here.
No.
The thing with Goff, home and road, right, is same amount of games so far this season. 8 touchdowns though, to 4 on the road, 3 interceptions at home, to 2 on the road. So okay, that's slightly better. Yards are actually better on the road, but they're playing from behind because he's not scoring as many touchdowns. Like he's just not making it happen, where it counts. And so that's the difference there. Like everything else is sort of in line. And so, maybe the matchup will help, but I feel like he's had some pretty tasty matchups, this year on the road already, and it just hasn't worked. So I worry about it. Like I'm still with you. I'm still with Goff, but again, I wouldn't fault you for playing Stroud. It is super close for me. Anthony, you are up.
Listen, Stroud, we talk about home and away splits. Stroud at home is he's a rookie, obviously playing sensational football, but he's much better, especially his fantasy numbers are much better at home. His best road game at Jacksonville, week 3, he gave us 20.6 DraftKings points. Everything else was fairly pedestrian compared to what this guy does at home. Same thing with Jared Goff. Home and away splits aren't great, but if you go back, Tampa Bay 32nd against quarterbacks, puts up 25.4 in Tampa. Now you get the Chargers. They're 31 on the road. I think we're going to get a Jared Goff solid game on the road.
Yeah.
He seems to just take advantage of, I think they might got Montgomery coming back, which could open up the play action pass a little bit. Maybe we see Geno get one deep coming off the bye. Now he's a little bit more acclimated with the playbook. So, I trust Goff more this year in some spots on the road more than I did last year.
All right. I did my job better this time.
We got some other questions. Let's mix some of these in here real quick.
Yep, absolutely. Cohen, he said his team is Hurts, Jonathan Taylor, Bijan, AJ Brown, Diggs, Waddle, Laporta. Is this good for a 12-man? And Stevenson. The fact you got AJ Brown and Diggs.
I mean, I think you're struggling with Stevenson and Bijan at the RB2 spot, like mix and match there. Diggs and AJ Brown is phenomenal. Your receivers are phenomenal, and you struck gold with Laporta. So this is a great team. I think if you're struggling with Bijan and Stevenson every week for RB2, and that's the only problem you have going forward, this should win. This should win.
I would like to have that problem on some of my.
You're going to
teams.
have to deal with some depth, problems possibly. I don't know.
I feel like this team might have, you had Bijan going early. Waddle and JT, they start popping at the same time. Stevenson slowly getting in the mix. So this team could have started slow, but I think it's primed to make a run.
I agree. Yeah. I was just gonna say the same thing. Like, yeah, Bijan was awesome early, but now sucks. Stevenson maybe started to pick it up, but yeah, Waddle and JT were not good early. So yeah, you're probably
hurting.
like what 4-5, 5-4. So you're questioning it, but this team has like a playoff, like like a 6-team, like let's go win the championship run type of feel. Like, and I've been in many leagues where that happens. So
I feel like the only knock I would have is, as you mentioned, it could have been a slow starting team, especially with JT being injured to start the season. And now Bijan kind of falling off. But me being me, I look at bye weeks, even though I shouldn't as much as I do. But this week, obviously, you got, Hurts, AJ, and Waddle out. Next week, you're going to have Bijan, JT, and Stevenson. Or no, yeah.
Well, so like I said, hopefully depth is not a major
as long
concern,
as you were able to like maintain early in the season, even though it was likely a slower start. You got a couple of rough weeks ahead too, so hopefully you get through that, and once you do, I think you're primed for a nice playoff. Run.
Let's get
2 more quick ones.
I was gonna say let's get one more in here. So
Devontae
we got
Williams,
there we go.
Rhamondre Stevenson.
Sorry, man, I cannot pronounce this name here. Tizench. You were on the show I was on last Friday too, man. You were on this show last Thursday as well. So
I think he's on my show every once in a while. I call him TZ on YouTube. TZ on YouTube.
Tizench.
Yeah. Z.
Just call him TZ.
Yeah, there we go. TZ. So Javonte Williams or Rhamondre Stevenson full PPR. I'm going Williams. We've just seen the rise of Javonte Williams coming back, and Stevenson. Yes, I get it, man. He like I said earlier, he broke that like big ass run, and other than that, man, it's been a bad season for Rhamondre, unfortunately, and he's hard to count on. So give me Javonte. He's getting the volume, and it's been the Denver offense has been okay, more than okay. It's the defense that has really kind of crushed them. So anybody else?
I think this is close for me because, you have Ram 3 out of his past 4 games over 14.5 PPR points. And you got Javonte, really slow start, but then past 2, 12.6, 18.8 on DraftKings. But what's notable here, season high 43 snaps against Kansas City, and he handled 30 touches, which tells me the injury is far behind him. Now you get the bye week. He's fresh. Buffalo is vulnerable, right? Their run defense early this year was already rocky. And then when you lose Matt Milano, I think Matt Milano is one of the most underrated middle defenders in the NFL, and you can run it all down their throat. So I like both. I think I'm going to lean Javonte just because I trust the Broncos. As crazy as it sounds, I trust the Broncos a little bit more than I trust the Patriots.
Yeah, that offense is not good for the Patriots.
I was
AJ, any difference?
I was off season. I had a lot of exposure to pay, like Gesicki and Mac Joe. I thought Billy O was gonna resurrect this team.
I was all in on Juju, man. I was like, oh, he's gonna get peppered with targets. That didn't happen.
Yeah, I was too, and that's
you listen to me.
Yeah,
sorry. Anyway, any difference? Or can we just move on to the next question?
Anytime I can go Car Ramrod, then I'm going to go with that to say it. But it is close. I think either one.
One more question, Mike, and then let's move on to the receivers. Or no, we got one more running back. Sorry. Tampa Bay or Las Vegas? Oh, man, I'm Vegas, man. Vegas. Give me Vegas.
I'm going Vegas.
I'm
assuming, is this just this week?
Yeah, that's what I'm going with, man. That's yeah.
Who does Vegas play?
Jets.
Oh, we lost you, man.
No, my camera went fuzzy for some reason.
Oh, good.
StreamYard messes with my camera a little bit.
Vegas plays the Jets. The Bucks play. We just talked about this.
Bucks or Tennessee.
Tennessee. Yeah, I'm all in on the Raiders, man.
I kind of like the Raiders.
That front for the Raiders is so nasty with Max Crosby.
Mm-hmm.
They're so good. I
And
know
Trevor
they'll get
Mooring
abused
on
in
the
the back
end's
end.
playing well. If you need an IDP plug and play because of bye week or injury, Trevor Mooring.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on, Mike. Let's do it.
All right, AJ, you can start us off with our running backs here. You want James Cook against that Denver defense, or Rhamondre Stevenson, who seems to be a theme tonight against the Colts?
We know.
I'm gonna go Ramrod. Why not? Double down on myself. Indy can be could be had in the running game. I think with this being another overseas game, to me it just seems like the way to win these games is to ground and pound, and I think Rhamondre is going to get the opportunities there, and I like him.
Yeah, I'm with you on Rhamondre. James Cook, 4 out of his past 5 games, under 8 DraftKings points, not getting any money touches in the red zone, where Ram, he's not getting volume as a rusher, but he's had 6 targets in 3 out of his past 4 games. So he's obviously heavily involved in the passing game, so at least we can hang our hats on a PPR floor.
Yeah, and Cook in PPR over the last 5 weeks as 1 game in double-digit scoring.
Yep.
So that's
to me, it's matchup based more than anything. You just have to hope that they don't go, this Colts defense is bad. We're going to use Zeke for
I do think Zeke could be involved.
Zeke's going to be involved, but the matchup says everywhere. I mean, adjusted points against, fantasy points against, everything says it's Rhamondre. Cook's been fine, but now Cook's. It's still the Bills, and it's still the Bills running attack, and it's not reliable enough.
Yeah.
So, move on.
Interesting, not reliable enough, and here we are praising the New England Russians as being reliable for fans.
Good point. Good point.
Well, it's more reliable than the Bills so far.
All right, on to the next, as Joe says. Anthony, you get our second one. Rachaad White versus that Tennessee Titans defense, or Aaron Jones against Pittsburgh.
Rachaad White or Aaron Jones? It's close. Rachaad White had a solid game yesterday. Now, normally Tennessee's run defense is pretty good, but they're not impenetrable this year. But I still think Aaron Jones, I was out on Aaron Jones last week, and that wasn't a good move, but I needed to kind of see him be involved. I needed to see LaFleur, right? Because going into last week, he's saying, okay, we're going to unleash Aaron Jones. Well, I needed to see that check written and cashed. So I'll buy back into Aaron Jones this week against Pittsburgh.
I've got his back to back. Because I go half PPR, so it's back to back for me for these guys. The matchups aren't great for either one. The Steelers are, I mean, the Steelers have been letting up a lot of points, but I don't know, man. It's when they're facing guys like Aaron Jones, who split work, they don't allow a lot of points. And so, again, do you trust Aaron Jones to go bonkers with it? I don't know. I want to. after 1 week of them proving Aaron Jones proving that he is clearly the better back, I want him to be the guy to get the ball.
Yeah.
I'm going with White though. It's because he is clearly to me the guy who is going to get the vast majority of the work. He's heavily used in the passing game right now with Tampa Bay. I know Tennessee's rushing attack is very good, but when you mix in everything else that White can bring to the table and the risk that Jones brings with them using Dylan, give me Rachaad White. And it's at home. So there you go.
Yeah.
AJ's a tiebreaker.
Clean sweep. I'm going.
It's not a clean sweep. We
no,
split.
I'm sorry.
So
You're the tiebreaker.
Oh, I'm going.
Oh, so you're going Aaron Jones.
No, I'm going White.
Oh, okay.
I think I like the matchup much better for Jones, but just every week I look at him and he's got a damn questionable tag next to his name, and it just destroys me. I obviously last week he did come through and made it worth the start against a very crappy Rams team. Again, Pittsburgh is susceptible. So I'm like trying to talk myself out of Aaron Jones.
Dude,
but
here's the thing. I know a lot of people are saying like Tennessee has been like
they've been
like
good against
stout
the run, but
against the run. The last few weeks, Bijan 12, Najee 14, and Jalen Warren 12. This is the last 2 weeks.
yeah,
Maybe they're showing holes, right? Maybe it's starting to get starting to get tired.
Yeah, I think
Rachaad White can do damage against them. Aaron Jones is, and he is literally the only guy there. So
yeah.
Aaron Jones is gonna split work with Dylan. We know that whether we want to, whether we like it or not. So yeah, to me it's White. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm leaning White. I just think the volume is there for him.
Yep.
And the defense can be, attacked. So I'm leaning White.
All right. We got a lot of questions. We got to rip through these a little faster. So unfortunately, we got to start talking a little more. But Mike, yeah, get a couple more of these questions in, and then move on to receivers. Just yell at us, man. Tell
well,
us
there's
talk
only
faster.
really been one question. It's just been some comments, though.
Oh, I thought there was more. Sorry.
There's just this. TZ again.
Zinch.
TZ. All right, so we got JT, Breeze, CD, Amon, Kincaid versus. Whoa, this is a big trade. Holy crap. All right, so Jonathan Taylor, Brees Hall, CD Lamb, Amon Ra, Kincaid versus ETN, Pollard, Chase, Keenan, TJ Hawkinson. Full PPR. Which side do you take? Rapid fire. AJ.
Thanks.
Sorry. That's close. Man.
I'm going side one.
Yeah, Anthony?
Yeah, I'm gonna go side one as well.
Yeah, I'm going with the JT Breeze CD side as well. I love those receivers.
Yeah.
And I kind of think Kincaid is potentially better than Hawkinson right now.
Yep.
Which
Hawk's
is
a little
weird.
banged up too. So
Hawk's banged up. He's dealing with Dobbs, and we don't know. Like, I love Dobbs been great, man. Don't get me wrong. He loves throwing to tight ends, but
it's close on sheer
Kincaid
name,
has been great, but even if he doesn't pass Hawkinson, the rest of the lineup is better outside of Chase, in my opinion. So
yeah.
I like it. That's the only question we had. I feel like we had a billion things come in, but you just said they were comments. So okay, we're good. Move on, man.
We had a comment about DJ Moore being on the Bears might be the biggest tease of my life. I'm so tired of taking him in fantasy.
That's one of your friends. Tyler, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Had to be Tyler. What's up, man?
Nice.
Thanks for watching. Receiver time. Let's do
Yep.
it.
You get to start us off, Joe, with the
Aw,
receivers.
man,
And
I don't want
before we
to.
start,
Hit me.
Anthony, just so you know, you get to start 2 out of this and sit 1.
Okay.
Joe, you get Mike Evans versus the Titans, DeAndre Hopkins versus the Buccaneers, and then DK Metcalf against the Commanders. Who you sitting? Who you starting?
I'm sitting DK. I love the matchup for DK. The wide receiver ones for teams has absolutely dominated the Commanders this season.
Mm.
My problem is I'm not sure DK is like the true wide receiver one on that team right now. They spread this ball around. They're getting JSN involved. Lockett is actually had more targets than Metcalf so far. They've been running more deep routes and stuff like that with DK, and it hasn't worked. Evans going against Tennessee is awesome. Hopkins, Will Levis, like, I know he's a rookie. This dude just loves to sling the damn ball. Tampa's defense is awful. So just let him do his thing. Those two over DK for me. AJ.
Yeah, I'm definitely going Nuke at Tampa. And yeah, I agree. I think I'm taking Evans as well. I mean, he's still got, Godwin there. Obviously K Dotton is starting to get some play, but I still think Evans is the number one. And Tennessee can definitely be thrown on. So it's close for Metcalf and Evans for me, but I'm leaning Evans.
Yeah, I'm with you with it being close between Evans and Metcalf. Metcalf is on the injury report. Veterans Day rest possibly today with the hip. So we'll probably know more about DK Metcalf and his playing status tomorrow. But, DK Metcalf has not lived up to expectations. Neither has Geno Smith. I love the matchup, but there's also like JSN. Got that Bobo is scoring touchdowns here and there. They have Lockett. And then, of course, I love the running backs in this matchup. So I'll sit DK Metcalf.
Did you think you were talking about clowns when you said Bobo?
Did I?
Yeah.
I love it.
Jake Bobo, right?
Yeah.
Jake.
Come on.
Yeah.
You say Bobo. Whenever I hear the name Bobo, I'm like, that sounds like a clown name.
It really does.
Let's be real. Let's be real. It
Bobo
really
the
does,
clown.
right?
That is a real thing.
I know. I'm just whatever.
Well, it was Bozo, right?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe
Or was there a Bobo?
It is Bozo the clown.
There was Bozo the clown. I don't know if there was a Bobo, but that's why I just said it. Anyway.
Sounds the same.
Yeah, sure.
We'll go with it. I'm sure there's some clown somewhere that goes by Bobo.
Oh, yeah.
There was a Bobo Barnett who was a clown in the 70s. I just had to Google that.
Huh.
Told you.
All right.
I was gonna say
Google.
maybe Bobo is like Arthur Smith's clown name.
No, the clown's name is Arthur Smith.
All right, AJ, you get our second receiver question. Diontae Johnson versus the Packers. Davante Adams versus the Jets. And Terry McLaurin against the Seahawks. Who you sitting? Who you starting?
You're not fun. You're no fun, man.
I told you I got to do my job better.
I feel like I need to play Diontae just because he's been super solid since he's been back. So I will make him a definite start. I mean, Seattle does tend to give up points. They've only had one game where they haven't had over 100 yards between the receivers. Wow, look at that. Arizona. Another Josh Dobbs game. McLaurin's been underwhelming, though, this year to me, and I've got him in a couple of spots. I just feel like they have so many other receivers to feed there with Dotson and Crowder has been getting some play. Curtis Samuel when he's healthy.
He's not
So
healthy.
what's that?
He's not healthy
now.
though. But anyway,
Yeah,
I know what you
but
mean. I know what you mean.
yeah, I mean it's he's still getting targets. So it's just hard for me to.
McLaurin still receiver
Yeah, that's what I
17.
mean. He's still getting
He's
a lot
okay.
of targets.
Yeah, but I get it. He's not like he's not the blow up games that you're looking for.
Yeah,
I get it. The ceiling isn't there. He's this consistent, like he's like Keenan Allen like 4 years ago when he was just like, you're okay.
Yeah, I'm
We
gonna
good.
sit Davante just because the Jets are the best team against opposing receivers.
Yeah.
And his quarterback sucks. So it's actually easier than I thought.
All right, Anthony. Disagree? Agree?
Yeah, it's close, but Davante sits. You just have if you're a Davante manager, nobody has to tell you how bad it's been. Outside of a couple games earlier this season, 4 out of his past 5 in the single digits in PPR. Never thought I'd have to say that about Davante Adams, but yeah, he has to sit.
I am actually on the Diontae Johnson train.
Really?
Remember,
I get
that,
it, man.
folks.
Like McLaurin plays. Look, volume is there for him. Matchup is there for him. McLaurin plays. Adams, to me, like the volume is there for him. Look, you cannot look at last week with O'Connell. That was a blowout right away. That game was ridiculous. Nobody so to me, I think this is a closer game. And they're going to need to rely on the pass game more than they did last week. And Davante Adams is going to eat. And so if you're going to give me who's going to get more, wow, who's going to get, if you're going to give me like volume versus volume, which one do you want? Adams getting volume or Diontae Johnson getting volume?
I want Adams getting volume.
Diontae.
It's tough. Yeah. But it's the way we roll. Sorry if we don't help you guys. Moving on.
I love making these questions for you guys because I love starting controversy. I
love
stirring the pot.
Yelling at us. You just love the fact that we yell at each other.
I mean, if it ain't you guys, it's me, Dylan, and Ike.
Or you and me.
That's fair. Or you and AJ. We can go on and on. But
yep.
Anthony, you get to finish off the wide receivers here. You starting Marquise Brown against oh no, that's not. I think I got that wrong about Cleveland.
Marquise Brown?
No,
it's not against Cleveland. It's not against Cleveland. I messed that
Atlanta.
up.
Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta. Thank you.
Atlanta.
And Amari Cooper at Baltimore or Jordan Addison versus the Saints.
This is the toughest question so far.
Yep.
I'm in on Marquise Brown with Kyler back. I think he sees volume, and I'm no longer really scared of that Atlanta defense like I was in the first month of the year. Somehow Arthur Smith broke the defense too. Jordan Addison against New Orleans. New Orleans defense, normally better at home. This is a home game in Minnesota. I'm actually going to sit Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper has not played well, I don't believe, historically against the Baltimore Ravens, especially earlier this season. Neither really has Deshaun Watson. So I'm actually going to fade Amari Cooper this week in a lot of spots.
I agree. Everything you said, I'm spot on agree. Yeah. So I'm just going to move on. AJ.
Yeah. I mean, just looking at the numbers and what we got, I think it's pretty easy to bench Cooper this week. Now, would you play Cooper over the new darling Noah Brown?
No. He's the third receiver on a team now. You've got to hope for a couple of deep shots.
Yeah.
Nah. Exactly.
I get it, man. Like,
I mean, I'm just like because
it's
I know he
actually
was
not
a
as far
popular
off as
waiver
it should be,
pickup.
though.
It's
That's the scary thing. So,
yeah.
but anyway, all right. So, do we have any more questions, or should we comments that we can?
We do have one.
We do
from TZ again.
Dak
Dak,
there we
Herbert,
go.
or Goff?
Dak, Herbert, or Goff. Ooh, Jesus. I guess you're talking about just this week. So, kind of talked about this already. I mean, I'm going Herbert.
Week.
I'm going Herbert. Actually, no. I'm going Dak.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, sorry. I'm going Dak. I'm
definitely going Dak.
I don't usually have Dak ranked that high, so I didn't even think to look that high for him. So, yeah, that I'm going Dak. Sorry, Anthony, what did you say?
I might actually go a little crazy here and go Jared Goff. You know, Dak against
On the
the
road?
week 1 against the Giants.
Dak
Dak put up like
much.
10 points because Dallas's defense put up a lot of points on their own.
That was a weird week.
But now, like, look at this week. Giants are starting like Vinny Venuto. So, I don't know, some kid from North Jersey. I'm a Jersey guy myself. I don't even know who this kid is.
Yeah.
And
Danny DeVito?
I'm actually going to bet
the Penguin. Let's try the Penguin.
Dallas's defense has scored 2 touchdowns this week. I'm actually going to sprinkle on that. I just don't know how much Dak's going to have to do.
That's true.
Especially when we get
if you don't trust Dak the need to be able to pass ball against this team. So what you're hoping for when you start Dak in a game like this, right, is that the offense for the Giants can't do anything, right? And even better is Tommy. I said Danny DeVito on purpose, but Tommy DeVito, he turns the ball over in the Dallas side of the field. And so then Dallas just gets to short field and Dak can throw a couple touchdowns and then call it a night. I get it. I also don't think it's going to be a total blowout like it was last time. That was a weird scenario.
Yeah, but the Giants are somehow worse with their third quarterback, no Darren Waller, and an offensive line that's banged up. So they're worse than they are in week 1, and Dallas beat them.
I get it, but man, they're still kind of staying in games. It's weird. Their defense just keeps.
This game is in Dallas.
That's fine. So, like I said, if you want to move down to, I would start Herbert over Goff. You know, you said Goff. I do Herbert only because Goff is not good on the road. Herbert's good at home too, so that's the way I would go. Like, I've got Dak and Herbert back to back, and then Goff a couple of spots below that. So I would do that. Dak's got the matchup, but I totally get the reservations starting Dak. You're good to go no matter what, man. That's a phenomenal trio of quarterbacks this week. So you're not really going to go wrong. Anyway, let's finish off here with our tight end question and then do our fun silly string pick.
You're not going to be happy because Taysom Hill's peeking his ugly head.
I know. You do it to me every week. I mean,
why not? He's on fire. Dalton Schultz at Cincinnati against the Bengals or Taysom Hill against the Vikings? Joe, who are you picking as your tight end?
Why do you start with me?
Because Anthony was last.
So it was your turn to start.
That's the rotation.
I'm kidding.
This is probably the first time I've gotten it right.
I know it was me. I was kidding. I'm going Dalton Schultz. I hate that. Dude, I don't know. If you're not starting Laporta, if you're not starting TJ Hockenson, if you're not starting Andrews, if you're not starting Cade or Kittle or Kelsey, I don't care.
Kelsey's out.
I know that.
So you're
just
still
saying
just
in general. I'm saying in general. Then I don't care. Like, honestly, though, this week, I mean, look, the safer play is Schultz. And I'm going to say this every week. You put Hill in here. Schultz is the safer play. Hill is he's going to score 2 touchdowns because they're going to do some stupid shit with him play. But come on, how many times have we seen they just decided to not do that with him?
Yeah.
And so he doesn't score touchdowns, and then he gets you like 25 yards to where Schultz is going to be way more involved. So I would start Schultz over Hill.
Yeah.
But I get it if you want to start Hill over Schultz.
It's funny. I feel like you think I'm a Taysom Hill believer, and I'm really not. I'm just curious to actually hear your thoughts about this because you know Schultz coming off
Sunday too, and I hate it.
Well, you know what it is.
I'm gonna give my own questions.
I'm gonna give it my 2 cents too, and I'd do the same. I'd be starting Dalton Schultz. I mean, like you said, it could be this game that Taysom Hill is not used at all in the red zone,
and they do that. They'll do this for like 3 or 4 weeks in a row, where it's like, oh, he's.
Yeah.
You know, he'll throw for a touchdown. He'll catch a touchdown. He'll run for one. It's weird that they're like using him in all 3 phases. That's sort of different. It feels like I don't know anything or AJ. If you when you come back around to this, like I feel like I've never seen Taysom Hill like actively used in all 3 phases of the game every single game for multiple weeks in a row. Usually, it's like one phase of the game. But all 3 phases, that's weird. So that's where I'm like, okay, so maybe this is the real deal. So like maybe we can trust this, but it still Taysom Hill, and I'm not sure. Like Dalton Schultz has been a monster though, man. So like I'll just take Schultz.
AJ,
yeah. I'm gonna lean Schultz and the 51 points he put up in Scott Fish for my bench last week. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, Scott Fish be damned.
If it makes you feel better,
give us your real answer.
Oh, and I also
AJ.
had Jonnu Smith and his 31 points on my bench. Yeah, and I still won both my matchups, so I was happy.
Nobody cares about your Scott Fish team, AJ.
I know,
give me the answer for real.
In a normal setting,
in a normal
I would
thing,
still
thank you.
lean Schultz.
Yeah,
he's been more consistent over the course of the season. I knew it coming into this season that he was going to be a nice safety net for Stroud.
Yeah.
And he's proven to be. So
I like this from Jamie, by the way. If you're projected to lose and play Taysom Hill for the upside, you know what? I like that.
I don't hate that.
Yeah.
I like that. So Anthony.
Yeah, I'm all in on Dalton Schultz. First 3 games, anomaly, slow start. I picked up Schultz in FFPC's tight end premium. People dropped Dalton Schultz, and I picked him up.
Wow.
And I've been riding. People dropped Njoku during his bye week, too, which was crazy to me. But, Schultz, since week 4, double-digit PPR points in all but one game. And that one game, week 8 against Carolina, Stroud, the whole offense didn't show up, but Dalton Schultz has been absolute money. He scored a touchdown in 4 out of his past 5 as well. So, yeah, and Cincinnati, easiest matchup for enemy tight ends.
Yeah, no, it's been good. All right, AJ, you ready for this?
I am indeed.
All right. I
feel like we need some music for the silly string pick.
I was supposed to pull up some videos and totally forgot. Damn it! I had them pulled up and then blanked.
So I may switch my pick depending.
Well, do what you gotta do, man.
Based on that last part of it, but it involves your boy Taysom Hill, who is projected right now in half PPR at 6.41 points. I think he smashes that over because he's going to play 3 different positions. But that being said, are we only looking at the points for him as tight end? Or do this is the projections on our site from FanDuel. They have him at 6.41 points as a projection. How is it that low?
Wait, who?
Taysom Hill.
Oh no, yeah, don't use these Hill projection points. Yeah, don't use those. What I want to do is show this video. Keep your pick. So what I do is show this video here. This is Dave Eddy, who lost our silly string pick last week. I'm trying to share my screen here. Here we go. Mike, you want to put it in here for me? Yep, there we go. So I can get everything up. Hopefully, did I share the audio? Shit. Let me know if you can't hear it. Can you hear it?
All right, you
about
to watch me get shot with silly string. Now, why the hell would I do that, you ask? I've been part of this silly strings picks, and what we do is we take a player, and we have to choose whether they get above or under their projection for that week. Week 9, I chose Alvin Kamara, and he did me dirty. He needed to get like 9 points or something, and I think he barely got over 10. So I'm about to take my punishment. So go ahead, kids.
Nice. Just straight to the face every time.
Headshot.
All right, cut
Thanks,
it out.
Alvin. All right, you are about to watch.
All right.
Yep, there we go.
Nice. Well done, Dave.
Yeah, that was good. I gotta find Howard Benders, by the way.
Yes, I owe one for this past week, but
Yes, you
I
do.
was a little under the weather, obviously, as you could probably tell by my voice.
I give
Not
props.
as sultry sounding as I usually am, but
I give props for Howard Bender doing it where he did.
Oh no, he's good. He's good.
I wouldn't have done it in the house. I got to do it outside when I got silly.
I've done
I
it
did
inside
one
my
in
house
the
every
house. I
time, and
did
it's
one
been
outside
horrible.
the house. It was a weird one.
For a
Damn
minute's
it,
worth of
where did I
spray,
put the?
it takes
I put
30 to
oh,
clean
I
it
know
up
where I
off.
put the Howard Bender one. I put it in the general chat. Oh, here we go. Oh, and I hate the fact that they don't.
Is it what? Which chat?
Start speaking, Joe.
What?
What,
Why
speak
don't you
your
guys
thoughts.
talk? Why don't you guys talk for a little bit?
All right,
Let me
so,
figure some things out.
Cutting back
mean-
to this barn burner of a Thursday night football game, we've got 4th and inches, Carolina on their own. 19. And they I almost didn't get it.
Gutsy play call.
That was.
Inside their own 20, absolute guts.
Give it to Frank Reich. I don't know why he wouldn't have just gone straight up that opening instead of running to the side and then almost not getting past the marker. But
Could it be any worse than Dak stepping out of bounds on the going for that 2-point conversion?
That was brutal.
I mean, I liked it, but
I did.
It was
As a Cowboys fan, obviously, I did not like that.
yeah, no, it was. I thought we were.
That was just unlucky.
I was like,
Just straight up unlucky.
seriously. Now he's just gonna get this too, and I was like, oh wait, he did step out. All right.
As long as the 49ers, I'd rather the Eagles than the 49ers, and I'll always openly admit that. I have more of a hatred for the 49ers than I do the Eagles as a Cowboys fan.
Oh,
Hey, as a Packers fan, I can relate.
like
They're just so obnoxious.
all the yes, they are. All of the
Philly
you know,
fans are the worst.
No.
They give standing ovations to people
Yes.
now. You know, we've got our own play called the Brotherly Shove. Come on. We're a changed fan base.
You're the
Since
worst.
when was
Anyway.
shoving nice?
I can't find the damn video right now. I don't know the hell it went. I
Probably
had
should've done
it.
this earlier.
What? Yeah, I should have looked it up. But anyway, Howard Bender had a great video. It was awesome. I wish I could have found it, but anyway, man. I think that's all we got for the show. Unfortunately.
We have to do our picks.
Oh, did we not do that? Sorry,
No.
man. I was
No, you've been searching
for
aimlessly
everything. All right. So
video.
Anthony, give me your pick for this week. Sorry. Man, I'm totally off.
I'm gonna go with Tony Pollard to go over his full point PPR projection. What did you say it was? 17-2?
Oh,
Pollard.
I found it, Joe.
4 points.
no, I put it on the sheet. Yeah, it was like
that's half.
17.2 or something like that.
Joe, I
it
found
is
Howard's.
Oh, did you?
17.2.
Yeah.
Share it. Share your screen.
Stop sharing yours.
But yeah, I don't, like I said, I don't like Dak this week. I like Dallas's defense to show up, and I think Pollard. He hasn't scored since week 1. I think he has one of his better fantasy outings this week.
Yeah,
Kept it short and sweet.
All right, EJ.
All right, I am. As I kind of alluded to slightly earlier with my fandom of Nuke at Tampa, I am going with him to go over 12.21 points, half PPR. I mean, Tampa just got destroyed by receivers last week and Josh Dobbs. And I don't know if Will Levis is better than Josh Dobbs, but I guess we'll find out.
I mean, yeah. All right. So my pick, which I asked both of you to help me pick my player, and AJ, you picked a good one, man. Diontae Johnson, the half PPR projection point is 9.9. It's actually 9.93, but 9.9. I'm gonna go over. We've talked about this a lot already, so no need to talk about it. So let's move
you're
on.
Not going to start him this week.
Mike, you've got the video ready to roll. We've got our Howard Bender. We love you, man. But time to be embarrassed. Oh, no audio, no audio. Mike, send me the link real quick.
I was gonna say it didn't give me the option to have audio.
Send me the link. Send me the link. I got it. Just put it in the prep chat. We'll get this really quick. And then we'll
as you're sharing your screen, how to do this.
Yeah,
friends, is how we share links with each other.
Yeah, we got it. Nope, fucking A, dude. Close it out.
Welcome to Amateur Hour.
Put the link in. There we go. All right, so we got this. Boom, boom. I know.
Maybe if you had your shit together in the beginning.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's like we don't even have a producer for the show or anything. I mean, what the hell?
We don't. We don't. That's cool.
It's a voice in the sky, not a producer.
I always say that.
Clearly.
You said this was going to be quick, Joe.
Oh, at least I'm going to make it work.
We'll see.
Gonna spray me with some.
Don't. I got to rewind it. Hang on.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Howard Bender from Fantasy Alarm, and it's time to pay the piper. That's right. I lost the Silly String Challenge run by Joe Bond and the Fantasy Six-Pack folks over there. And I jumped in because Calvin Ridley was supposed to do me right that week, last week, 2 weeks ago. I don't know, man. It's been too long since I paid this off. So my illustrious wife is going to spray me with some silly string. How many times are you going to miss? How many times are you going to miss? All right, there you go. What's up, Fantasy Six Pack? Thanks so much for letting me be a part of it. I'm sorry it took me so long to get this video done. All right, peace out.
Oh my god.
Nice. Well done.
Yeah, sorry. I had to do that because it was so good. How many times are you gonna miss? It's so good. Anyway, all right, Anthony. The show's over. Unfortunately, we don't have any more of these videos. We got lots more to show if we really wanted to. They're old, but we're not gonna do that. Anyway, let everybody know where they can find you and your stuff this season, the rest of the season, man.
Yeah, at the Real NFL Guru on Twitter and social media, and at fffaceoff.com is all my fantasy content, and obviously live streams on YouTube and everywhere else. Pretty much same places you can find your stuff. YouTube,
Awesome,
Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah, man. We love having you on, man. And you do great.
Always a fun time.
So, if everybody hasn't checked his stuff out, you need to do that. So thank you for coming on and
Absolutely.
talking and hanging out with us, man. We will do it again soon. All right. Have a good night, man.
All right, take it easy, Anthony.
All right, AJ.
That's all I got. I'm done talking. My throat hurts.
I gotta make my pick.
Oh,
Yeah. What the fuck?
Jesus Christ.
I don't know, Mike.
Gee,
I'm
I needed the time. I'm going
tired, man.
going Tyler Lockett for the
Ooh.
Seahawks. Projected 10.97. Playing
That's
against the
that's
Commanders.
Half PPR?
Half PPR. Playing
That's
against the Commanders.
Choice. All right.
DK's a little beat up, a little banged up.
Yeah, I was gonna say put it in the sheet.
is
We'll
Lockett.
figure it out.
But it's gonna be an over for that 10.97 for Tyler Lockett.
All righty.
Okay.
All righty, guys. That is it for the show. Thank you for hanging out, and we will check y'all out next time.
Bye.
Supposed to do something else. I know.
Where are we
Oh,
going?
Peace.
Jamie also
Yeah, I know.
wanted Lockett too.
Goodbye.